Hello there, POW fans. Welcome to another episode of POW Pro Wrestling. It is currently day 14 since last we saw YouTube champion Zicky Dice. As far as we know, he is somewhere lost in the vacancy. And Mister, I can see you're taking this very seriously. But Zicky, we are all pulling for you, and we can hope that would you stop? You're having all kinds of fun with this, aren't you?
Oh, Somber, for all we know, Zicky Dice is in the vacancy, poolside by the big black void of a pool, drinking an empty cocktail, looking up at a sky with no stars or clouds in them. I'm sure Zicky is perfectly happy.
Well, we're pulling for you, Zicky, wherever you are. You're in our prayers, you're in our thoughts, and certainly we hope to see the Wrestling with the Great YouTube champion back here at POW very soon. But of course, the show must go on. We must sally forth as the Golden Boy here and I give you this week's action of POW Pro Wrestling. First off, Mister, you and I both know the women's division here at POW is always intensely competitive. You have women like Kikyo and Amira and Rebel Kel and Abigail Warren tearing things up every week here on POW Pro Wrestling. But this week, we have the debuting Murphy Madsen. She fancies herself a real 90s kid, and she's debuting here. She does have some history with both the competitors in this week's opening match, a triple threat involving Kikyo and Amira.
Brian Zane here with the debuting Murphy Madsen. Welcome to POW Pro Wrestling. I gotta ask you, what brings you here? What can you bring to POW Pro Wrestling?
So, I'm definitely here to bring the party. I'm here to have a good time, but most importantly, I'm here to kick ass. And I'm really excited for this opportunity. I've wrestled in Washington State, I've wrestled in Oregon, but I've never wrestled in Eugene. So this is a great opportunity for me to show the 90s style.
All right, always got to represent the 90s. I can appreciate that. Now, you got a big test here in your debut. You have a triple threat match with Amira and Kikyo. How are you going to hold up there? What's your strategy going into this one?
So what you guys might not know is I've actually faced both of these women before. They're super strong, they're pretty athletic, but I have speed, and I'm going to bring that old school style to them so fast that they won't know what hit them. They're going to have to come back to the future.
All right, she hopes to hit him like a kickflip. Murphy Madsen debuting here at POW. Brian Zane here backstage with the Tower of Power in Amira. Now, Amira, your dance card's looking pretty full this week here on POW. You're going up against Kikyo and Murphy Madsen in that triple threat match. This is the two competitors who you do a history with, specifically Kikyo here at POW. We all remember that big power slam you had a few weeks ago on her. But what are you thinking going into this one, triple threat match?
Well, it looks like I'm between a rock and a hard place. On one end, we have Kikyo, super powerful, strong competitor. On the other hand, we have Murphy Madsen, the 90s kid, wild card, super athletic. But the last time, I beat Kikyo. And this time, I'm going to beat both of them.
All right, strong words. Will the prophecy come true? We're going to find out next.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some triple threat ladies action in store for you this week on POW. As Kikyo and Amira, who, of course, their history with each other is well documented, there's been a wrench thrown in the works by the 90s chick, Murphy Madsen, making her POW debut, and POW goes Kikyo across both of her opponents, Jonas.
90s kid? The latest she could have been born is 1999. You don't tell me she's a 90s kid.
I'm not sure, I didn't ask. But I will say, she's a relative newcomer from Snohomish, Washington. She fancies herself a real 90s kid, like I said, loves things 90s, old school, which of course makes me feel incredibly old to hear that phrase associated with the 90s. Here we go, now we got Madsen and Amira in the ring here. One-on-one as Kikyo is biding her time. She started out strong, and now I think she's going to pace herself a bit. Here we go. Madsen going in the corner. I think she was waiting for Amira to maybe come out, kind of daring her a bit there. Here we go.
Both stalemate.
Both ladies going for arm drags and able to stop each other. Oh, look at the Tower of Power. Amira with a big sidewalk slam. Not enough, though, to put Murphy away. Referee Brad Lee, the fourth, I should say, in this ring, in this matchup tonight.
Yeah, who's counting?
Can't forget about Kikyo. who ever since she's arrived in POW has kind of wrestled with a chip on her shoulder, big knees to the back of Amira. That'll knock your wind out.
I mean, because everyone has forgotten about Kikyo. I mean, she's usually a, what do you call it? A sub if someone can't make it. She's never been pushed to the forefront like she deserves. So why shouldn't she have a chip on her shoulder?
Absolutely. Kikyo, I think, is justified in her anger, certainly. She's been, called upon a few times here in POW Pro Wrestling, helping the women's division get out of jams when there's, flight delays, cancellations is bound to happen.
And just look at this match as a perfect example.
Oh!
You know, they have to have someone drop off the card in order to have Kikyo find a spot. But, Amira suddenly freed up and they just shoehorn her right in.
That's right. This match was originally scheduled to be Kikyo versus Murphy, and Amira a last-minute replacement due to some scheduling issues and some cards falling where they did. But Kikyo is having none of it. She doesn't care who's in front of her because all she cares about is inflicting pain on her opponents. There now the strength of Kikyo getting Madsen on her shoulders. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. And not to be outdone, makes it a little more impressive. Showing the power is Kikyo.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God in heaven. She almost spiked herself. Big double senton could put both women away. No, not quite.
Oh, they're both smears on the canvas.
My goodness. Oh. The leader of the Buru Nation looking a little frustrated here.
I would say she may be frustrated, but I also say she's got this firmly in control right now.
Absolutely driven to win, driven to compete here in POW Pro Wrestling. And she's been proving herself time and time again. Wait a minute, trying to go for maybe a double noggin knocker, but Amira and Madsen fighting out of it. Now, look at this, 2-on-1 might be exactly what it takes to put Kikyo away here. Coming off the ropes, not enough to put the beauty queen killer away.
Oh gosh.
Double-sided clothesline, still on her feet. Coming again, wait a minute. Look at the evasiveness by Kikyo. And now what she got going on here, causing a bit of an earthquake. Oh!
Bradley, what are you doing?
Well, I don't think I could have seen that coming here. Kikyo literally caused an earthquake in the ring.
It is the Kikyo show tonight, I'll tell you that much.
Kikyo looking strong as ever. Tougher than I've ever seen her. Big hip attack. Look at this, going for another one, but missing where it counts. Amira now trying to capitalize some big forearms. Throwing all of her weight behind that attack. Now wants to maybe go for a bulldog, perhaps.
You stop wasting time.
In the corner, wait a minute, Madsen thinking differently.
Oh, just kicks her right in the stomach.
Oh my goodness, Kikyo is having no time for that. Picking Madsen up, and oh no, going down a bad way. The Buru driver, and that's all she wrote. What an emphatic win for the Fallen Flower.
Let's see him try to overlook her now, huh?
Overlooked no more. What a dominant display and what a powerful victory by the leader of the Buru Nation, Kikyo, showing that she means business. Taking down the debuting Murphy Madsen. Nice showing by her. Maybe she needs to listen to some more TLC albums. Kikyo standing tall this week on POW Pro Wrestling.
Wow, what a big win for the fallen flower Kikyo. You know Kikyo has had a chip on her shoulder ever since coming to POW Pro Wrestling, so a victory like this over not just her rival Amira, but also the debuting Murphy Madsen, that's going to be a big feather in her cap, mister.
Kikyo is hungry for respect, hungry for power, hungry for prestige, and she will destroy anyone in her path that blocks her from that particular goal.
Well, speaking of destructive women in our division, we gotta talk about La Bruja, Abigail Ward, who we just saw in that hype package a moment ago. Now we know that in 2 weeks' time, she's gonna be wrestling her own father, Big Ugly, J.D. Bishop. The first time in POW Pro Wrestling history, and to my knowledge, maybe the second or third time in all of wrestling history, in which a father and a daughter have been opponents in a wrestling match. Mister, this has the opportunity and the potential to go way over the line.
I have a feeling that the Bruja will fight back better against Big Ugly than Stephanie did with Vince. Just a hunch. I am so excited for this match. I am so excited to show the world that La Bruja's allegiance to me is stronger than any family tie she might have to her father, Big Ugly, and she's going to put Big Ugly out once and for all. La Bruja will have that feather in her cap of defeating a legend and upwards and onwards, and this whole little conflict within La Bruja will finally be extinguished like that.
Well, no matter who wins that matchup, the future ugly family reunions are going to be very awkward going forward. But folks, let's talk about this week's main event. You know the history between Most Violent and the Massaro family. It's something that's been waging war across POW Pro Wrestling ever since around this time last year, and things have only gotten more intense. You know Malcolm Phlex has been kicked out of the Massaro family. He has formed an unlikely bond with our POW Pro Wrestling champion in Funnybone, and this week these two sides are going to collide as Funnybone and Malcolm Phlex team up to take on all three members of the Massaro family in a handicap matchup. And mister, the stipulations attached to this matchup are pretty serious. If Funnybone and Phlex win, then Malcolm Phlex gets the next shot at the POW Pro Wrestling Championship.
Malcolm Phlex, who has a pinfall victory over Funnybone.
That is a good point. But if the Massaro family, if anyone from the Massaro family, Vinnie Massaro or the Blanchards get the pinfall, then it's Massaro who gets the next shot at Funnybone's belt.
But I think the 3-on-2 advantage will be simple mathematics, 3 against 2. Malcolm Phlex and Funnybone are formidable, but they don't have the brains that the Massaro family. There's my brain. There's Jamie and Bubba's voluminous IQs. Oh, yeah. And then there's the conundrum of Vincenzo Massaro, the smartest man in wrestling. Funnybone and that dunderhead Malcolm Phlex do not have a chance.
Well, we'll have to see about that. The main event's coming up right now, folks. Don't you dare miss it.
He's number one. That's what he's telling him.
No words required.
And you guys, by the way, who the fuck are you?
That's what I want to know.
Anytime you want a piece of me in this belt, you got it.
Well, Funnybone has answered the challenge.
Just like you, I'm not a bitch.
Funnybone is for the children as he accepts Mr. Ooh La La's presumptuous challenge. So now an extra stipulation here. We got a lot going on here with this handicap tag team match, Jonas Albert Robinson.
That's right, a lot of moving parts.
First of all, should the team of Funnybone and Malcolm Phlex win this matchup, then Phlex gets the next opportunity at the POW Pro Wrestling Championship. But if the Massaro family wins, and as Mr. kind of emphasized there, Vinnie Massaro gets the first shot if the family wins. And right now, he wants to, kind of do a fast pass on hit. he wants to get the shot right away should the Massaro family win tonight, Jonas.
Well, I mean, one, it's a handicap match, so they're already down by one combatant. Two, how's Funnybone going to focus on the 3-man across the ring from him when he knows the person he's got to hopefully be able to tag out to is also gunning for him?
Absolutely, but you got to believe Malcolm Phlex wants to preserve he and Funnybone's odds of winning. He wants to make sure he's going to get that championship match, and you better believe he's going to want to keep preserving his tag team partner's health while he does it, to some extent. The bell has rung. We're starting out now with the champ, Funnybone, POW Award winner. As the fans showing their disapproval of the head of the Massaro family, talking about Vinnie. As there's the Massaro fans in the front row, Jonas. They're wearing sweatsuits. I wonder if they went to Sweatcedo.
Sweatcedo?
That's where I get mine.
No. That's right, they're wearing the Italian tux. People of high class and high standards cheering for Vinnie Massaro, the uncrowned champ.
Here we go now. Lockup between Jeremy and Funnybone here. Jeremy with some clubbing blows to start things off. And Jonas, you got to believe this is a great opportunity for the Massaro family to kill two birds with one stone. Not only take the wind out of the sails of the champion Funnybone, but also just get rid of Malcolm Phlex, the thorn in their side, since he was expelled from the family.
That's right. And also secure a championship match, possibly.
It's all about the gold and the power for the Massaro family, but they have a big challenge ahead of them because Funnybone is not an easy man to beat. In fact, Jonas, the only man in this ring who's actually beaten Funnybone in the last several months is his own tag partner, Phlex.
That's right. It was in that 8-man elimination tag match.
Came down to the wire, and it was Phlex who was the difference maker and defeated Funnybone in that matchup, which immediately catapulted him up the ranks. But of course, the Massaro family has not let that come to pass. It's all been all about Vinnie. That's been the emphasis here.
I was going to say, him beating Funnybone in that 8-man elimination tag is kind of what started the ball rolling to get us to where we are now.
Absolutely. The seeds of jealousy were bearing some pretty toxic fruit right after that match in January.
That's right. Phlex has always been jealous of Vinnie. Always trying to leapfrog him instead of, waiting his turn.
I think you've swapped the pronouns up. Oh! Well, here you see Funnybone is swapping some extra brain cells with Bubba Blanchard with these big strikes.
He does not have many to spare.
Bubba Blanchard, he's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but he is one of the baddest. As he gets some consolation from his brother Jeremy here.
Come on, Bubba, check them cobwebs.
Tell you what, the Massaro family, they live and die by the numbers game, and certainly the advantage on their side here. Not only the three of them against the two of their opponents, you have Mr. Ooh La La in the corner and this mystery woman at ringside. I'm not sure where she came from or what her business is here. Oh my goodness. I believe I overheard her name is Satine. Or Saltine, I'm not sure. Funnybone feeling real salty 24/7, but can you blame him?
No, don't listen to them.
The fans want it, Jonas. They want the big old chop from the Demon. And he brought it.
Even with the singlet on, you're still going to feel that.
Absolutely reverberates through the body. There you have the POW Pro Wrestling Champion's eyes have been raked. Could be a good opportunity for Massaro to get back in the driver's seat. Look at that big right hand.
Oh.
And I would hazard a guess, Jonas, that no matter who wins this matchup, the playing field as far as who is next to challenge, who's next in line, who are possible contenders for that POW championship will shift dramatically. Because if Phlex wins, we can give the Massaro family a break. They can go to the back of the line as far as Vinnie's concerned. If the Massaro family wins, Malcolm Phlex is a championship contender. That dream might be snuffed out before it even begins. And then after those, who's next, I might ask you?
Well, we still got Caden Cassidy waiting in the wings. He's got unfinished business.
Caden Cassidy, who was punished with a suspension recently after striking an official after the match.
Not even a warning, just automatically the suspension. What's wrong with you?
And you know what? It's a new day here at POW Pro Wrestling, and I'm trying to exercise some of my authority as commissioner. Oh, we see here Phlex now getting some action in the match for the first time here.
Blind tagged himself in, too. I don't know if Funnybone's ready to get out.
I don't know, I'm sure Funnybone doesn't mind the break as Phlex comes in with some powerful hands down to the chest.
I am begging Buddy Ruth to start a count while Vinny's in the corner.
You have a point there, but now Funnybone distracting the ref. No count necessary as the outstanding one. The sizzling, lovable, unforgettable talent raining down with right hands on the nice guy.
Come on, Jeremy, get over there.
Boom! Coming down with another right hand is the honorable one. The former heavy hitter and the top earner of the Massaro family now working on his own here. Oh! And through the past year or so as a member of the Massaro family, oh! You gotta believe Phlex, oh! Doesn't have a whole lot of friends, not a lot of places to hang his hat. But he's got a rare, unlikely ally in Funnybone here. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, I believe.
There you go, Vinny.
Oh, my right now, Vinnie raining down with the right hands to the side of the skull of Malcolm Phlex.
Talk about pay your dues. Vinny's making Malcolm Phlex pay some dues right now.
Dues are being paid in full here at POW Pro Wrestling on YouTube in this main event matchup. A main event anywhere in the country here as Jeremy Blanchard driving the knee hard into the head of Phlex.
Now Jeremy's just going to dissect him methodically. Don't let him tag out.
Jeremy, I would argue, is second only to Vinnie in terms of being able to dissect an opponent in the ring. As far as members of the Massaro family go, nice back elbow by Jeremy, the king of Memphis there.
You see the hops on that back elbow?
I see him. Some nice kicks he's wearing this week.
Jeremy was quite the baller in his day. I've seen him dunk a basketball.
I've heard tale of the legend myself. And now, talking about a basketball, here's a man who has about the shape of one in Bubba Blanchard. I mean that in all due respect as he drops Phlex down hard with a suplex. Right now, the Massaro family look to be firmly in control of this. The fate of the POW Pro Wrestling Championship, the future, it hangs in the balance in this matchup.
Oh, now he knows how to count.
Buddy Ruth, the sixth man in the ring here in this handicap matchup. Phlex and Funnybone win. Phlex gets the next shot at the championship. If the Massaro family wins, regardless of who makes the cover, Vinnie Massaro's next in line. And given the history, we saw what happened at Relentless Wrestling in Los Angeles. We saw Phlex costing Vinnie the last title match that he had against Funnybone. So you gotta believe Vinnie's out for revenge.
That's right, illegal outside interference. Taking full advantage of the referee being down. That's the way Funnybone wants to retain. Oh.
Funnybone, you know what? There's no honor among thieves. Funnybone will take the win any way he can get.
Oh my gosh.
And Malcolm Phlex will take down the Massaro family any way he can get. Look at that giant vaulting leap to over the top and to the outside.
They almost hit Chase James in the front row. He's still hurt.
Chase James, I don't know if he's hurt or not. He doesn't even have a crutch like he did last time we saw him. But you see he's got James' mask. And look out!
Oh gosh.
Look up in the sky. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a flying demon.
Get out of there, mister. He's getting close to you.
Things are getting dicey here in the front couple of rows at POW. These fans might want to move around if they know it's good for them. These bodies outside the ring, it's any man for himself. Funnybone now removing the face paint, showing that darker side.
What is he thinking?
Oh, good Lord, look out. Acai moonsault. Acai means dragon. And Funnybone now standing tall amongst the powder keg at World Pies.
Even I gotta admit, that was pretty impressive.
That was a remarkable feat of athleticism. And now, Funnybone, the champ, taking his rival in Vinnie Massaro. They're going out the front door, I think, of World Pies. Jonas?
Yeah, it's spilled out. Referee's counting's getting pretty high right now. I don't think anyone notices.
It's absolute chaos. There's no one in the ring but the referee, and he is issuing the count. Buddy Ruth has made it to 10. Well, you hate to see it. We wanted to see a winner here to see who would be the next in line for Funnybone's championship, but it turns out we had ourselves a double count out.
That's right. I mean, nothing is even close to being settled between these 5.
The animosity and the vitriol between these 5 individuals is as real as it gets, and it is spilled out in a bad way here on the outside, costing everyone involved the match. Referee has got to try and exercise some control here. Buddy Ruth is only one man. Funnybone and Vinnie Massaro still brawling on the outside. You can notice Jeremy Blanchard over here. He's keeping his distance, Jonas.
Yeah, I don't know where he's headed. Funnybone's in the ring. I don't think he realizes the match is over. He's always looking for a fight.
The fans showing their disapproval here. Here we go, and now we are joined by the third man of the booth, Jeremy Blanchard. Well, let's hold that thought for a minute, Jay.
Massaro Family, we're not going to end it like that. Oh, no. And I don't get my title shot, no, because of this count out. But I'm going to tell you like this, Vinnie Massaro, this town isn't big enough for the both of us. So I challenge you, Vinnie Massaro, to anything goes. Loser leaves town. What do you got to say about that, boss man?
What? Malcolm Flex has just issued a challenge.
And that's tonight.
What?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I thought you were the commissioner.
Well, hang on. We just had our main event. That's quite a big challenge. Loser leaves POW.
You want Vincenzo Massaro and a loser leaves POW, no DQ match tonight?
One condition.
Funnybone is banned from ringside. If Funnybone even comes in the ringside, you are immediately out. What do you think? Huh? What's your answer, Flex?
Mr. Ooh La La is up the ante here.
Hey, you want something, you got to give something.
I don't care if I'm banned from ringside. You get that piece of shit out of this cover.
Oh, I mean, it's win-win for Funnybone.
Yeah.
We're on.
All right, well, folks, next week here on POW Pro Wrestling, we are going to have Loser Leaves POW. No time left on our YouTube program. It's such a big match, we got to save it for next week here on the YouTube channel. But talk about an explosive way to end this handicap match. Next week, Malcolm Flex or Vinnie Massaro, they're leaving. They're gone from POW.
Oh, Vinnie Massaro's not going anywhere.